Welcome to another whiteboard session. In this session, I want to talk about content and how you can map it to certain stages in the buying process, okay? Because often when you look at a website and the results that a website's getting, or lack of, now the reason is you might have one piece of content or one area of content that's missing on your site that's not converting your customer into a sale, okay? Now, when that customer goes along that purchase journey, that buying cycle, which is a journey, if you're missing out content in that journey, then they're not going to be able to progress to the next step, okay? So that's why we look at it in an overall picture, and this is going to give you an understanding of what types of content to put on your site and what types of content, what are the objectives of each type of content, okay, so that you can get that end result that you want. So basically, I guess if we can go through it here, the buying cycle in rough terms, other people might have different variations of this, but this is my version, okay. They're unaware, the customer's unaware that they have a problem, then they move on to being aware that they have a problem and that they need to find a solution for it, okay. Then from there, they will start to go out to the market and do some research. People like to educate themselves on the different possibilities, the different options, who the different providers are, and then they're going to evaluate those different options. Think of yourself, if you're in the market for a TV, for example, you're going to go out and you're going to see who all the different suppliers are, where you can buy them from, what the different brands are, the different price points, so that you educate yourself, okay, so that you know that you're going to make an informed decision for the amount of money that you're going to spend. Because that's a big fear that people have, is they are afraid of making a wrong decision. So if you can really help them with the information, which I'm getting ahead of myself here, in their research phase, if you can really help them with that, then you're going to be building that trust and rapport with them. So then they evaluate the different options, and then from there, they're going to purchase, okay? Purchase, and then there's the post-purchase in the buying cycle. Okay, so each stage in the buying cycle has an objective. Your content on your website should be targeted at each stage in that buying process, okay? So in the unawareness stage, your content, you're trying to reach all of those people. These two are related. You're trying to reach them, and then you're trying to make them aware of the pain point that they might have, okay? So you're attracting people who have the pain that you have your solution for, that your product or service helps solve, okay? Okay, so then those are the content objectives for that part there. So what types of content am I talking about? Well, that's things like articles, blogs, what else have I got here? How-tos, tip sheets, ebooks, white papers, infographics, all demonstrating the problem, the potential problem that your customer has, gravitating it, and then providing possible solutions, demonstrating the possible value and the solutions that you can maybe provide, giving them helpful advice so that people really understand, gosh, yeah, I have that problem, I can relate to that. Maybe this is something that I need help with. Okay, so that's all part of making them aware, really honing in on that pain point and multiplying it out so that they then move on. Okay, I have this problem. Now I'm going to move into the research phase. I want to find out all I can about the different options in the market. Okay, like I talked about before, the research and evaluate. Now, when they're in this phase, you need to have more specific information that's got more detail that you can provide to them, because they're in that research phase. They want more info, they want detail, they want to go into depth. So that's when you can bring in case studies, testimonials, comparison charts are a really good way. So you giving people that information, look, rather than you trying to go away and compare the different options, here it is right here in front of you. Here are the reasons why our company is different to the other options that you might have in the market, okay? FAQs are a great thing. If you can be answering their questions, all the questions that they have that are arising, you can be answering them in this detail, then you're going to be doing well. Testimonials, a free trial, a way that they can trial the software or the product or the service that's going to help them to evaluate and make a good decision, because that's what people want. All they want to do is make a good decision, an educated, informed decision. Okay, so then it moves on to the purchase phase. They've decided, okay, yes, I've evaluated, I've decided which product I want or service. Now I move on to the purchase phase, and now you need content that's going to motivate them to take that next step and actually buy that product or service. Now, this is where the content needs to become much more personal. That's why I've got that down here, okay? So that's things like estimates, quotes, coupons, consultations. Can you see how it's more personal, targeted to your specific, unique needs? People want to feel special. They want to feel like that you're looking after their best interests at heart, that you're their number one focus. They are your number one focus, okay? So maybe a live demo that's suited just for you, depending on what your product service is like. Now, this is where, to get that motivation, you need to have a call to action, okay? There needs to be a trigger, something that is going to make them take that next step to take action, because some people, you need to tell them what to do, okay? That's where you need to have that call to action. And that's where often content like these, estimates, quotes, coupons, if you have a time specific, like a time lapse, so it only lasts for a certain period of time. That's why you often see that with a free trial period of 30 days or less, a coupon that expires. It all gets people to take action, to take that next step, okay? So think about that, how you can start getting that, a time specific element into your content there. Okay, so then once they've purchased, fantastic, they've made a great decision, they want to know that they've made a great decision. That's when your relationship with them has to begin. And that's what this content now, they've made that purchase decision, now you want to build that relationship with them. And the way you do that is through maybe a knowledge base, providing awesome customer support and customer service, to really continue to build that relationship, and it's from there that you get the holy grail of referrals. People love that product or service, they're going to tell their friends about it, and this is where you can really start to get a customer for life, okay? So your content that's based around there, you might have webinars that are specific to customers only, helping them really take full advantage of that product or service that they've bought, really make the most of it, use it, harness it. How can they get the full value out of what they've just purchased? So I think that's a really important part to think about as well. So as you can see, we've got the full buying cycle here, and then the content objectives of each stage in the cycle. And you can see unaware and awareness stage, the content types, it's very general information, okay? That's general info. And then when they get into the research and evaluation stage, then it becomes specific information that's more detailed. And then from there, we get into the really personal information, the really personal content, so that people can make a really informed decision about your product or service when they decide to purchase it. So there you go. That is the buying cycle and the mapping of content to each stage. So when you're creating your content, think about what the content is trying to achieve, at what stage in the buying cycle you're trying to target. And by doing this, if you have content for each stage, then you're going to notice big results on your website. You're going to notice the changes. You're going to start getting those results that you want, more sales, more leads, more inquiries, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve with your website. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm Billy Elusive from billyelusive.com.